But I am leaving for India.
And it is not far enough. Do you think that there is a corner of this earth that you could travel to far away enough?
Even though Season 4 just wrapped up filming, we're still in for quite the wait before we get to see our favorite Regency-era characters back on our screens. This next season will shine the spotlight on Benedict Bridgerton, played by Luke Thompson, and his romance with the mysterious Sophie Beck, brought to life by Yaren Ha. Considering how wildly popular the first 3 seasons were, it feels like Netflix has another sure hit lined up, especially with Season 4 already pegged for a 2026 release. But while we count down the days, we actually got some really delightful insights from Adjoa Ando, who plays the sharp, always watchful Lady Danbury. She was recently in Italy at the Global Series Festival, where she picked up the Maximo Excellence Award, and during all the celebration, she took time to chat about what makes Bridgerton so special, what she hopes for Lady Danbury in future seasons, her total faith in Shonda Rhimes, and even how the show's approach to diverse casting stands out. She also shared stories from her long stage career and some of the heavy roles she's tackled. Before diving into all of that, it's worth noting that Lady Danbury has always been a standout, both in Julia Quinn's books and thanks to Ando's absolutely magnetic performance. One interviewer even told her that Lady Danbury was hands down their favorite character in the books, and that somehow Ando's version made her even better. Ando just lit up, saying she loves Lady Danbury too, joking that the character actually reminds her a lot of her own grandmother. It's easy to see why. Lady Danbury feels so much like those incredible women in our lives, moms, grandmothers, aunts, who are wise, sometimes sly, and always there when you're floundering and need to say, "Help, I don't know what to do." Or even when you're at a party, lean over and whisper, "This gossip is wild, right?" That's exactly the look Lady Danbury would give you. Ando also reflected on her 4-decade-long stage career, saying she's rarely taken roles just to fill space. She's always found something real to dig into, even when playing someone truly dark, like a mother harming her children due to Munchausen by proxy, because in her mind, nobody ever thinks they're the villain of their own story. Probably her most fascinating role was taking on Condoleezza Rice just a year after the Iraq War began. It was for a play by David Hare at the National Theatre, basically a giant national conversation dissecting the Bush-Blair relationship and everything that led to war. Ando's prep was intense. She met politicians, journalists, even people close to Clinton and Albright. While she never met Condoleezza herself, she completely immersed in her story. What hooked her was how complex and sometimes contradictory Rice was, a Republican partly because she didn't want assumptions made about her vote as a black woman, an expert on Soviet policy under Reagan, a concert pianist who played with Yo-Yo Ma, nearly an Olympic ice skater, and bonded with Bush over baseball. When Ando finally stepped out for press night, she felt completely at home, like a round peg perfectly snug in a round hole. Naturally, that led to talking about how identity and perception weave into her work on Bridgerton. When the interviewer mentioned colorblind casting, Ando quickly corrected them. She's always said Bridgerton isn't about that. Back in the 90s, she ran a theater company doing restoration comedies, performing in full-period gowns with long dreadlocks, and race didn't matter, only talent did. For her, it's always been, "I'm a great actor, why wouldn't you want me on your stage?" But Bridgerton still stands apart. Unlike most period shows, it doesn't erase the truth that late 1700s and early 1800s Britain was incredibly diverse. London alone had around 20,000 people of African heritage living by St. Giles, plus countless others from across the empire. Ando pointed out all the pink flags on old empire maps, showing just how far Britain reached. So when Bridgerton shows that diversity, it's not rewriting history, it's actually honoring it, while letting Shonda Rhimes add her rich, glittery touch. Finally, they asked what's next for Lady Danbury. If she had to pick one word for Season 4, she chose mystery. She teased more glimpses into Lady Danbury's private life, maybe even romance. Whether with a boyfriend or girlfriend, Ando is all for it. Because why shouldn't older women still be completely alive, fully themselves, and maybe even head over heels? So all in all, Bridgerton is set to keep serving up that lush, heartfelt magic we love. Whether it's Benedict and Sophie's story, more of Lady Danbury's secrets, or simply the joy of returning to the Tun. And fans will be more than ready to dive back in the moment Netflix says go. And let's not forget that Season 5 is also shaping up to be Eloise's turn in the spotlight, at least if the show sticks to Julia Quinn's book order. Her story comes from the 5th book, To Sir Philip with Love, so it would totally make sense. By the end of Season 3, Eloise was off to Scotland with Francesca, her new husband John, and John's cousin Michaela. Hopefully, some time away from Penelope drama and the stress of London will give Eloise a fresh start and maybe open her up to love. Even though Eloise loves her independence, watching her siblings pair off is starting to make her feel lonely, especially after Benedict's Season 4 romance. If he can find true love, maybe there's hope for her too. But there's still a chance the show could flip things around again and dive deeper into Francesca's story first, since Season 3 already spent a lot of time setting her up. Honestly, Eloise's love story hasn't been built up much yet, so if they're going to stick to the books, they'll need to carefully lay that groundwork. Or maybe they'll shake it up completely and give her a brand new love interest. Either way, whether it's in Season 5 or even Season 6, seeing headstrong Eloise finally fall in love will definitely be worth the wait. That said, as Bridgerton continues to weave its lush tapestry of romance, scandal, and social climbing, Season 4 is shaping up to be more packed than ever. With Benedict's whirlwind romance with Sophie Beck at the heart of the new season, and the promise of digging deeper into Lady Danbury's mysterious interior world, there's already a full slate of stories to explore. And let's not forget the rest of the Bridgerton family. Eloise and Francesca both have big moments coming up, and there's bound to be some prep work done in Season 4 to lay the groundwork for their individual arcs. Throw in Anthony and Kate's first child, Violet's possible love story with Lady Danbury's brother Marcus, and the return of Colin and Penelope, and it's clear that the show already has its hands full. Because of all that, Daphne's absence this season actually makes sense. Not that she wouldn't be a welcome presence, especially since she was such a major part of the early story. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to stay in the loop. And if you want, you can share your thoughts about this video in the comments.